I just finished recording my July wrap-up. That's why I'm wearing the same thing. Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Friday, July 31st.
July 31st. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So like I said, I just finished filming my July wrap-up, so I just thought I'll just knock another video out of the list. So I'm going to be doing another series on my channel, and this one is called I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, again, I read 7 mysteries. Okay, so let's just get right into it because I have a lot of stuff to read. Okay, so the first one is The Silent Patient. Yes, I said this was on my TBR list like in May because it was supposed to be my June book club pick with my friend, and I just never read it. So this is the one where the woman is the woman kills her husband and no one knows why, and so she's sent to this asylum, and the doctor tells, oh, look at how cute this is. It's like my little like 2BRs. You know, people have cards. I have a basket. She's sent to an asylum, and then the doctor has to figure out why she killed her husband. And yeah, we see that. Very mixed reviews about this. I talked about this in my but I privated that video. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, basically she just refuses to talk, and so the doctor has to try to figure out why. And so, like, why did you kill your husband? For what? I've heard very mixed reviews about this, so hopefully I like it. That's gonna be the first one I read because that's like 3 months behind. And then my July pick for my book club was Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I got this in June just because this was an early release for book of the month. I love Riley Sager. He is probably my favorite mystery author. Like, his books are everything to me. Like, I love his books so much. Lock Every Door scared the crap out of me. Like, legitimately scared me where I locked my door. So basically, she lived in this house that resembled the Amityville Horrors. You know, the Amityville Horrors, the haunted house and everything. Her father got rich by recounting the tales of their time in that house. When he dies, Maggie returns, and the community hates her because they're like, you basically profited off of us. Then, when she returns to the house, she realizes that there was truth. I think that there might be some truth to what her father had written. So I'm excited to read this just because, honestly, the synopsis tells me nothing. Because, honestly, with you guys, I hope if you guys have read Riley Sager, you know that, like, it can be anything. It can be anything. So I'm excited to read this. Super, super, super excited to read this. Oh my god, here is the other book of the month book that I was looking for in my video. So basically, this one is Lizzie's a federal prosecutor. She has a husband. And, oh wait, Lizzie is kind of happy. She has a devoted husband. She is an underpaid federal prosecutor. And then she starts realizing that her marriage isn't what it's all seems to be. And then she gets a call from a very old friend, Zach Grayson, and his wife Amanda was found dead, and he's the primary suspect. So she has to figure out Amanda's death, like murder. Who killed her? Was it really Zach? Was it not? How do I get Zach out of jail? This is my book of the month pick for May. I'm really excited to read this just because I haven't read like legal thrillers in a really long time, so this one jumped out at me. And then I got People Like Us. This one I don't really know. So we have Kay Donovan, who is a star soccer player and whose group of gorgeous friends run their private school with effortless popularity and wit. But when a girl's body is found in the lake, Kay's carefully constructed life begins to topple. So she has to do... Oh, okay. So then Kay tries to figure out the murder, and it kind of implements her and I guess the people around her. We'll see if I like this. Look at that writing. Ooh, that's a big writing. And it's like 1.5 space. Okay, well, I mean, we'll see if I like this. There's me on the back. Has it been like that? Man, I didn't know this was, I kind of knew, right? That it's like a preparatory mystery murder. Okay, well, hopefully I like this. Hopefully it's at least a quick read. And then we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Oh yeah, this one was by Dana Meal, and A Good Marriage was by Kimberly McCrate. Home Before Dark was by Riley Sager, and The Silent Patient was by Alex Michaelites. Okay, so Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This one I'm actually really excited to read. Basically, this house was haunted by this murder that happened to this really, really, really bright, loved girl named Andy, and her boyfriend Sal was prosecuted for murder. Pip sees this and she's like, wait a minute, Sal might not have done it. Wait a minute. So then that's when she kind of goes to this A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. She tries to figure out who really killed Andy, and if it was Sal, then like that puts her doubts to rest. This kind of reminds me of Serial, the one where the boyfriend is in jail for maybe or maybe not killing his girlfriend. You know, that's the one where everyone's like, oh my god, of course he's innocent, oh my god, of course he's guilty. I will leave a link to that just because I feel like that kind of what got true crime podcast on the map, just because that became like a phenomenon. I'm really excited for this one because Ash from Dash of Ash loves this one, and I actually bought it on her recommendation, so I'm really excited to read this one. And then this is my August July pick for my book club. My August book club pick, The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. I got this one for $2. It was my used bookstore. So I saw this one. I think Chandler from Chandler Hensley read it, and when she was reading it, it intrigued me. So basically 28 years ago, we have our two sisters, Charlotte and Samantha, and they were happy. But then there was an attack on their family home, and it left their mother dead and their father, Pikeville's where they live, notorious defense attorney, devastated. And it left the family fractured beyond repair, consumed by secrets from that terrible night. Ooh. Everyone say, ooh. 28 years later, Charlie becomes a lawyer, and when violence comes back to the town, Charlie is plunged into a nightmare. Not only is she the first witness on the scene, but it's a case that unleashes terror memories that she spent so long trying to suppress. Oh, maybe it's the same guy, the same person who attacked her. Maybe they came back to attack someone else. So I'm excited for this one too. I'm actually really excited to get back into mysteries/thrillers. I have so many mysteries/thrillers, so many. I just had to choose 7 just because I could be here I could have chosen like up to 15. Maybe I should have. Maybe I will. But yeah, so I'm gonna maybe start this today. Oh my god, wait. I have like 2 books from NetGalley that I have to read and review. Some arcs. Oh my god, one of them is a... Wait a minute. Okay. Every Last Fear by Alex Finlay. So this one is a debut psychological thriller. When I saw this, I requested and I got like approved like that day or the next day, and I think they knew that I was filming this video. I think someone told them. So I'm just kidding. So we have our main character, Matt Pine. He's an NYU student. After partying, right, he comes back. He's like, oh yeah, that was such a fun night. Yeah, woo, college student, woo, woo. NYU and New York City, it doesn't get better than this. And then a police officer comes and tells him that his entire family, oh my god, was that distance? No. Okay, whatever. His entire family is dead. His mom, his dad, his little brother and sister in an apparent gas leak while vacationing in Mexico. That's how they were killed, in an apparent gas leak. Kind of reminds me of Midsummer. Anyway, so the police claim it was an accident, but the FBI and State Department seem far less certain, and they won't tell Matt why. So Matt's like, why? Why do they die? A tragedy makes headlines everywhere because this isn't the first time the Pine family has been thrust into the media spotlight. Matt's older brother, Danny, is currently serving a life... I love how I'm surprised as if I didn't read this like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, please give it to me. I was like, give it to me now. Okay. Is currently serving a life sentence for the murder of his teenage girlfriend, Charlotte, and was the subject of a vital true crime documentary suggesting that Danny was wrongfully committed. Wait, this is the one that made me request it. This is the sentence. Though the country has rallied behind Danny, Matt holds a secret about his brother that he's never told anyone. The night Charlotte was killed, Matt saw something that makes him believe his brother is guilty of the crime. I was like, request right now. Okay, so basically Matt returns to this town to bury his family, and the town, kind of like Home Before Dark, hates them because they were subject to this media frenzy. Everyone came to see the place where these murders took place, and the newspapers kind of bullied and harassed the citizens of this town just for, you know, lying to print a headline, stuff like that. So I think he just has to figure out what happened. Oh, and it's told in points of views of between past and present. That reminds me of Riley Sager's his first book. I forgot what it's called. It's the one where the brother was found guilty of killing her like mom and I think her like sibling or something like that. And then there's this kind of horror fanatic club who thinks that he's innocent, and so they come to her giving her money that if she tells them exactly what happened that night, just more stuff, that they can like set him free. But then that's when she's like, oh my god, I don't really remember what happened that night because I don't know if he's like innocent or not. And so it's told in 2 points of views, where we see leading up to that night, and then her life currently, like as she's trying to figure out if the way that she remembers it, if it's correct, if he's innocent, if he's not innocent, if he should stay in jail, if she should not be helping these people trying to get him out of jail. It's really good. I'll leave a picture here. It was really good. My friend let me borrow it, and I read it like in one night. It was scary. Those are the 8 books. Perfect. It's my favorite number. These are the 8 books that I want to read. Hopefully, man, it's gonna take me like 3 weeks again, huh? It won't. I promise. It won't. Like a week tops. Because I like to read my books at night, especially mysteries/thrillers. I like to read my books at night because that's when like no one is up, everything's quiet, and I can just concentrate. Even though I listen to music when I read. Sometimes I listen to music that have words when I read. Yeah, I said that. Okay, I will see you guys in a couple of days. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of days, hopefully. Maybe a week, tops.
2,000 years later.
Hello, I just wanted to come on here for a quick little update and say that I changed my TBR again, just a little bit. Would I be who I am if I didn't do that? I wouldn't be. So I took out a book that I won't tell you guys. I'll take out the clips so you guys won't know. And I'm going to be reading that for my Daryl's Chickens book club with my friend for September. So I'll tell you guys of my views about it, and I will tell you guys that that was the book for this video in September, for my September wrap up. So I took that one out, and then I brought in 2 more. So the first one I brought in because I bought a Kindle. My grandma made me this little cover, isn't it so cute? I bought a Kindle, and with my Kindle, I got Kindle Unlimited. So this one is a book that I found on Kindle Unlimited, and it's a book that I really wanted to read for a very long time. And this was Verity by Colleen Hoover. This book I've heard a lot of mixed things about. I know some people love it, some people hate it, some people that I trust their judgment hate it, and some people that I usually don't have the same books in common with that we like love it. So I was like, okay, let me see. So Verity is this suspense / thriller / mystery about our main character, Lowen. She is approached by these publishers and the husband of an author, and they tell her that this author got into a really bad accident and she needs someone to finish her series. Her series is critically acclaimed. It is New York Times bestseller. It has hardcore fans. So Lowen's like, oh, I don't know if I want to, but then they tell her that it's like an insane amount of money that she would get. So she was like, okay, fine. Like, who is it? And it's Verity. Obviously she knows Verity because she's like, oh my God, everyone knows Verity. And so she agrees only because they tell her that Verity wanted her to finish the series because Verity thinks that they have similar writing styles. And when she was reading Lowen's work, she's like, oh my God, I love her work, and I feel like my fans will too, and they won't be upset that someone else will be technically like finishing the series for me. So Lowen agrees, and she has to move in to Verity's house with Verity and Verity's husband and Verity's son. And she moves in because she needs access to Verity's office so she can see her notes, her outlines, any ideas that she had about how to finish this series. So when Lowen gets there, she realizes that Verity's a little bit more, her medical condition is a little bit more grave than they had told Lowen about. And she finds this manuscript, and it is Verity's memoir, and Lowen is very disturbed by it, by what it says that Verity did, things that happened to Verity. And so the book is basically just Lowen trying to figure out what's truth, what's not, and what role does Verity and her husband play. So I'll tell you guys about that soon. And then I got an arc of Even If We Break by Marieke Nijkamp. This is a YA thriller, and it has our 5 characters in a friend group, and they are really into LARPing / role-playing games. And the weekend before they they know they're going to move away to college soon. And so they decide that they're going to spend one last weekend playing their game, the game that brought them together, so they can leave their friendship on a good note, just with good memories behind. So this friend group, they all have their own secrets, they all have their own baggage, their own things that they went through. And so where are they playing this game? In a cabin in the woods. Yeah. And so when they get to the cabin in the woods, they realize that they are not alone. that there is someone who wants to hurt them, and that the secrets and the truth will all come out. So those are the books that I changed, and those are the book, and that's the book that I haven't told you guys, the book that shall not be named, that I took out. So in the next portion of this video, you guys will see my thoughts and my opinions and my ratings for all of these books. Also, but if you follow me on Goodreads, you basically saw all of it already. So, okay, I will see you guys soon. Also, sorry for like the weird lighting and everything. I'm filming this at night, as you can try to tell by how tired I am, and wanted to update you guys on the changes because I didn't want to just go straight into talking about it and you guys are gonna be like, wait, what book is this? So there you go. Okay, see you guys soon.
One eternity later.
So you guys are gonna hear me say in 8th place, in 7th place, in 6th place. I forgot about a book, and I will be talking about that right now. So just know when I say 8th place, I'm in 9th place. When I say 7th place, I'm in 8th place, and so on. Just move everything down one. Sarah Sanderson is here to help me judge these books. Okay, let's go. Alexa, what day is it today?
It's Monday, August 10th.
Okay, Monday, August 10th. So it took me a week. Wow, actually a week this time. All right. So you guys just saw what books I'm going to be reading, some changes. So now I want you guys to take 10 seconds. No, not 10 seconds. What am I, a teacher? Take a second just to just think, what do you think is gonna be my favorite book? And what do you think I'm gonna hate? Because I think this is gonna surprise you. So I just finished reading my last book for this last night. I stayed up until 6 in the morning to finish this book. For a good reason or for a bad reason? I don't know. Tell you guys. I'm not going to talk about these books in the order that I've read them. It's going to be the same format as the last video that I did this with, my romances. So I'm going to start off with my least favorite and then my all-time favorite of these. They're in no order. I just stuck them together. And yeah, I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, well, maybe it'll come to me. Okay, so my least favorite. Maybe I shouldn't put it there because then you guys can see. Maybe I'll just do this. Yeah. So you guys don't know. Okay. My least favorite was People Like Us by Dana Meal. I don't know if maybe it's because almost all of these thrillers were pretty much adult except for like 1 or 2. So I tried to read this book, but as I was like, I think like in the first chapter, I couldn't get into it. It was a YA. It's YA. It's very much YA. It's like, and I could tell it's like big letters, first of all, and the spacing is like 1.5 double spacing. I could tell that it was a YA, and I think it was just in the mood that I was in. I just couldn't do it, and I had just uploaded I'm running out of time trying to read all the books that I can. So I was like, I'm not going to force myself to read this book right now when I literally have I'm trying to get through like my favorites before I'm so overwhelmed that I can't read anymore. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to force myself. No one can make me do it, and I'm not going to. So this one unfortunately was a DNF. And then my second one was, okay, these are 8 books, right? So that was an 8th place. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, that was an 8th place. In 7th place with 2 stars is A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCreight. So this was very much a legal thriller. Very much a legal thriller. Literally, it talked everything legal. We learned about laws. We learned about trials. We learned about motions to dismiss, a habeas corpus. Like, it was a legal thriller, and I was excited going, like, when I was starting it. I was like, oh my god, yes, this is exactly what I need right now. It's literally like an SV. It was like a Law and Order episode. That's what I wrote on my Goodreads on my updates. I was like, it's literally reading like a Law and Order, and I love SVU. Is one of my favorite shows. It's like, I'm totally fine with that. But here's where my criticisms come. I would have given this a 1 star if I just didn't want to find out what had happened. I was not connected to any parts of this book, and I feel like the only reason why I gave it 2 stars was because the author did a good job of keeping me on the hook. I was invested in that. I wanted to just know how they would wrap this up. I just wanted to know how they were going to reach a conclusion, who was going to be the guilty party, who was going to be in jail, all of that. So for that, I was like, okay, I'll give you an extra star. But I literally could not, I just didn't like anything. Like, I didn't like the characters. I didn't care about any of them. I was like, they're literally the most boring characters ever. I don't like them. No, I pretty much guessed every single plot twist. Like, every single plot twist that I knew was gonna come came. I was like, oh my god, so this person's gonna be the killer. Oh my god, so this is why this happened. Oh my gosh, it's gonna turn out to be like this. Oh my god, this person's gonna end up being dead. Like, I just guessed it all. And I feel like for me, that's one of the things. It's like, I feel like you guys have seen me rate enough thrillers now that you guys know I literally give 5 whole stars if the plot twist is good enough at the very end. You guys have seen that, like with the guesses, even though I changed that, but that was for other reasons. You guys have seen that, like, I'm pretty much okay with giving a book 5 stars, 4 to 5 stars, if the plot twist at the very end got me. If I was like hooked, like the last 100 pages, the last act, where I was like, oh my god, I need to know how this is gonna end. Like I actually care. Like, I need to know now. Now I'm invested. If I'm invested, I'll give you pretty much, you know. This was not it for me. I mean, I recommended maybe it's your cup of tea if you prefer legal thrillers. But if you're looking for something that will be interesting, this isn't it. In 6th place was Even If We Break. This one was the arc that I got. I gave this one 3 stars. I liked it when I was reading it, and when we were getting to the creepy parts where they were like, the lights just got cut off in their cabin, all of that. I thought it was creepy. I was reading it like at 2 and 3 in the morning, and I was like putting my covers up. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, who's there? I was like, who's there? I was scared. There's a couple missteps here and there, but overall, I can see this literally playing out like on the big screen. I can totally see this. Like, it gave that vibe. Okay, so some of the cons that I had was the fact that I felt like it was either a bit too short. I would have liked it if the author explained a few more things, or took the time to write more backstories, more flashbacks for characters and for some of the secrets and some of the, you know, some of the things that they went through. I would have preferred a little bit more, or they could have just taken out some things and replaced it with that. I just feel like that was a little bit off for me. And yeah, everything else was good. The pacing was good. I think why I gave it 3 stars was because I liked the characters. I didn't love them. I was a little bit invested in it. There was only like one character that I was like, please don't die. Everyone else was like, But yeah, I did like the plot twist at the end of who it was. I did like the fact that the author brought it all together, but I will admit, the last like 20 pages I skimmed because they kind of lost me after the big plot twist. And I feel like, again, either you put the plot twist later later in the book, or you bring something else up, because the last like 20 pages were like a little bit of a snooze fest. So do I recommend this? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you don't get scared like me, you'll hate it. But if you're more on like the more likely to get scared, I think you'll probably give it like 3 stars like me. Oh, so I'm naming, so you know how in my romance videos I named that one Love Is in the Air, and then I should have been like, was love in the air? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. For this one, I'm calling it It's Always the ... But the thing is, I don't know if I want to tell you guys who it always, like, you know, who the person who committed the crime is, because I feel like for me personally, spoilers and all, like especially with mysteries, I skip them. I literally skip them. Like, I'm like until the person either skips the next book or the video is done. Like, I can't do it, or I just don't watch the video until I've read the book. So I feel like I don't think you guys would enjoy spoilers, right? Okay, I'll just say, was it expected? For people like us, I don't know. For A Good Marriage, so expected. Oh my god, you guys will see it coming within like the first 10 pages. And Even If We Break, it was expected like a chapter, 2 chapters before, which is pretty good because we got a reveal like towards the end. Like literally like I said, like the last like 30 pages was like the reveal. So, not bad. Not bad. Okay, that was, I can't do math. 8, 7, 6. Okay. In 5th place. Okay, so we have some ties. Okay, so now I have to see what's going to be the breaker. Okay, I'm going to do in 5th place Every Last Fear by Alex Finlay. This is the one where the son finds out that his entire family was killed in an accidental gas leak. I like this. I like the fact that there was different points of views. I like the fact that we saw basically all of the Pine family, and I like the fact that we saw the family that was killed, like the mom, dad, and the siblings. I like that we saw their points of view, except the little sibling, because he's like, what, like 5, I think, or 6 or 7. But they showed us everything. They showed us how they got to Mexico, their time during Mexico, and how they died. And then we also saw Matt trying to figure that out. And it's cool how we saw stuff that they were going through come back later, and Matt like finding that out, or it's like coming back to haunt Matt. It's like that. I really like that. And this played out like a podcast for me. It was not expected, I will say that. I actually did not see this one coming. I did like the fact though that the Alex Finlay, like, they managed to literally bring everything together. This one like tied everything up. No questions will be left unanswered. I love that. I thought that was really cool. The only reason why I gave it 4 stars was because it was a little bit hard to get into in the beginning. I was just like, okay, can you guys like hurry it up? I think that's the only reason why. But once it did hurry up, I was obsessed. I couldn't put it down. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think people will like it too. I would go pre-order it. I will leave a link to go pre-order it. I think people will like this one. And then in 4th place, oh my god, I'm so bad. The Good Daughter. The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. So I give this one also 4 stars, but for me personally, this one was a little bit better, just for some other reasons. One, it stuck with me. After I finished it, it still stuck with me. Heavy trigger warnings. Heavy trigger warnings. I will leave a link to this blog that I read, that I sent to my friend about these trigger warnings, and she puts them like in her first paragraph. I think you guys should pick it. You guys should read it before, because it is very, very, very heavy, but it's so good. It's really, 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 really good. So we have, like I said, we have our 2 sisters. They were a victim of a home invasion. Their mom died years later. They are not over it, obviously, and another devastation happens, and in their town, a school shooting, and with that, their home invasion gets brought up again, and maybe new secrets are revealed, all of that. Did I expect the ending? No, I did not at all. I was hooked. When I was reading this, I could not. This was very long. It's like 600 pages, 500 pages. This was so good. I could not put it down. The ending was insane. There were moments where I was sick to my stomach because, like I said, graphic trigger warnings. And there were moments where I was like gasping. There was this cool legal aspect to it because the daughters, they both ended up becoming lawyers like their dad, of the family bonds that we saw. And then I also didn't really like that it was in 3rd person. I just feel like because we were seeing so many like personal things, I would have loved for it to be in 1st person so I can actually like read their thoughts more intimately, especially for this. I feel like that's needed, but I enjoyed it. I recommend this so much. This is crazy. It starts off insane. The middle gets a little bit long, but in a good way, because it builds up to the freaking last act that is insane, because everything is answered. Because halfway you're like, how the hell are they going to answer all this? This is a mess. This is like a freaking drama, like dramatic, messy, chaotic thing. Like, how the hell are they going to bring this all together and clean everything up? But she does it. Karen Slaughter does it. Intense. Really good. Now we're getting to the top 3. Bronze. Who's going to get the bronze? So in 3rd place, these all were 5 stars. In 3rd place, we have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This was oh my god, crazy. That plot twist at the end, none of you guys prepared me for that plot twist. Oh my god, was it unexpected? Hell freaking yes. This was insane. I didn't see it coming. It was crazy. I see though why people would not like it. I feel like this is very like a toss-up. You either like it or you hate it, and I have people who hated it, but I'm surprised that like I've seen people who like, after I read it, I was like, I'm really surprised you didn't like it. Like, I would have thought this was exactly your cup of tea. Like I said, toss up. This was intense. In the ending, the way that everything connected, it had such a satisfying ending. If you've read this, you know the satisfying ending. Okay, and this is the book that made me change my rating of the guest list. I changed my rating of the guest list to 5 to 3 because after I read this, I was like, there's no way I'm giving the guest list 5 stars after this. This was so good. I like the fact that at the very ending, he tied everything up. The plot twist was insane. I couldn't see it coming within a mile away. This was like so out of left field, but so true. Like, it's so, like, it could happen. Like, it was insane. So good. I recommend this. Reading it, I was like, wait a minute, should I have been a therapist? Like, this was crazy. It's silver medal. We have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I gave this one 5 stars, obviously. Bro, oh my god, I was terrified reading this. I had to stop. I literally had to stop and watch an episode of Gilmore Girls because I was so scared. I was getting like anxiety. Like, I was freaking out. Every single light in my room was on. I was scared out of my freaking mind. Like, this was so scary. It's about the girl with the family who like moved out in the middle of the night from this haunted house, this seemingly haunted house. The girl comes back after her father dies and leaves the house to her, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to fix this up, I'm going to sell it, and that's it. I don't ever want to see this again, because her father wrote a book about their experience, their haunted experience, and it became infamous, famous, like the Amityville Horrors, and she has been carrying that around her entire life. And she's like, you know what, I hate this. I hate this for what it did to my life, because now everyone knows me as the girl from that book, the girl from that haunted house. So she goes back, and when she goes back, she's like, wait a minute, was my dad right? Because some scary stuff is happening. This was so scary. This reminded me of The Conjuring. Oh my god, I'm like scared. Reminded me of The Conjuring. It reminded me of like The Haunting of Hill House. This was so good. The plot twist at the end, okay, it kind of got me the first one. The first one, I was like, what the heck is going on, right? The first one, I was like, wait. And then the second one, I was kind of like, the first plot twist, I was like, okay, where are you going with this, Riley Sager? And then the second one, I just was like, okay, I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to accept that this is crazy. I don't even know what's going on, but I liked it. This was, oh my god. Okay, I love the fact that we also got chapters from the book that the dad read. So we see all the scary stuff that's happening to Maggie and all the scary stuff that's happened to their family before. So freaking creepy, bro. The dual points of views was so scary. I was legit terrified. Like, I was terrified. I was like, if I was watching a scary movie. Recommended. I'm gonna read this for Halloween. This is terrifying in the best possible way. Like, I was legit scared. Like, I'm scared about, like, thinking about it now, like, I don't know how I did that. Like, I was scared. I was terrified. And then, first place, the book that I just finished reading last night, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I read this all last night, like from like midnight to 6 in the morning. This was so good. Oh my gosh. So this is the one about the girl who has to do this school project. So she's like, you know what, let me do it about our town crime, about this girl who got killed. And they accused the boyfriend, Sal, and Sal ended up killing himself because he was scared, because everyone thought he was guilty. So the girl does this project, right? She gets help from Sal's brother, Ravi. Let's just say Ravi and Pip. That's her name, Pip. Pippa. Ravi and Pip. This was really good because we saw, I mean, we had a map in here, we had transcripts, we had like her like notes in here. It was so easy to read. We had transcripts of interviews that she conducted. It was so good. I literally was like gasping. I was like, oh my god, how there was plots, there was like, it was so good. I recommend this to everyone. This was intense. This was crazy. This was exactly what I needed to finish this video. It was everything I needed, everything I wanted. It was perfect. I loved it. It was amazing, and I feel everyone will love this. It was everything. And I didn't know there was a sequel to it. There's a sequel to it. I didn't know there was a sequel to it. So I'm gonna order that, obviously. Oh my god. Also, Pippa and Stevie Bell, they would be the bestest friends. Stevie Bell from Truly Devious, they would be the bestest friends ever. I will die on that platform. They would be the bestest friends ever. They would solve every freaking mystery. They will be the detectives. They are so, I love them. I live for them. And I love this just because I also cared about every single character. I cared about what happened. I was hooked, and it was everything. Also, just like Stevie Bell and Pippa Fitzsimmons, I want to make a murder board. I want to make a murder board so badly. Like, I'm really hoping that I can make that sometime in my career because I want to go into criminal law. Like sometime in my career, I really hope I can do that because when like C.B. Bell makes their murder board, and when they were making Ravi and Pippa, oh my god, I was like, I want to do that. I want to do the red strings tied to someone, circle the faces, all of that. I'm living for that. Okay, so that's it. Those were the 8 mysteries that I read. Hopefully, so books that I highly recommend: Home Before Dark, The Good Daughter, The Silent Patient, and obviously A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and Every Last Fear. Oh my god, I almost forgot about a book. Oh my god. Okay. Everyone move everything down. Wait, so that was at 9 books? 2, 4, 6. It was 9 books? Well, what do I do? Do I scratch this footage or do I just start from the... Whatever. Okay. So stick Verity by Colleen Hoover between The Silent Patient and The Home Before Dark. Verity was the one about the girl who has to live with Verity and has to finish the series. This was really good. The smut was so good in this one. The creepy ambiance was there. The plot twist was insane. The way that it ended, oh my god. This was also similar to The Silent Patient, where people that didn't like it, I was like, really, you didn't like it? I loved the drama of it. I loved how chaotic it was. The ending was so open-ended, and I love it because it was perfect. Because usually I hate open endings, but this was like perfect for the story. Love that. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. It's the one I read on Kindle Unlimited, so if you have Kindle Unlimited, I would suggest picking it up because it was really good. I gave 5 stars, easiest 5 stars. Oh my god, I could not put that book down. It was crazy, and I really liked it. Was just, and then I said, like, the manuscript was very it was very troubling. There were times when like I kind of felt sick to my stomach. Again, so good. Highly recommend it. I feel like you guys will love it. So yeah, there you go. That's it. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. Okay, 9 books. Oh my god, I did 9 books. Except I didn't really read 1 book. Okay, whatever. Now I'm done. So I hope you guys like this. I don't know if I'll do one again soon, but I kind of want to do a fantasy one just because I have so many fantasies, or maybe like a standalone contemporary. I don't know. I'll think about it. So yeah, so I hope you guys liked it. Go pick up some of those books I said, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe and go read your favorite book for me. Bye.